Hey everybody, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. I have a lot of news that I need to share with you. I'm sorry for being absent for so long, but it's just so much stuff coming out. I can't even keep up with it. So I'm trying my best to get to you, but it's getting a little rough because it's just a lot, and we don't have much time. That's the best I can tell you. We all should be preparing for a crash landing, and not just here in the U.S. or in the West, but across the globe, because as these economies uncouple and these wars kick off, a lot of stuff is going to happen. And, we've talked about this for the last couple of years, preparing for a lot of different types of scenarios. Again, I don't think it's just going to be one thing that we're going to be hit with. We're going to be hit with a lot of things, spiritually and physically. So just make sure you are keeping up with what is going on around the world, and making sure you are not tied up in the boots on the ground dancing, or like my next door neighbors, the sun is out, they playing music, happy go lucky, not even thinking about what's coming, don't even know, don't even care about what's happening. So I'm not saying that we are supposed to just focus on the negative, but we do need to keep watch of all of the adversary's devices. So this particular story is interesting because this is like the second time in a couple of years that the EU has warned their 450 million citizens to stockpile supplies and prepare for disaster. Notice we're not getting any warnings here, and this is why I'm telling you about this particular story, because one, we're not getting any stories or warnings, and number two, whatever the children of the cornbread do to each other, they're going to do to us. We are collateral damage. So the story says, this came from Brussels. It came out on yesterday, March 26th, 2025, and this is Fortune magazine. So it says the European Union on Wednesday urged citizens across the continent to stockpile food, water, and other essentials to last at least 72 hours as war, cyber attacks, climate change, and disease increase the chances of a crisis. Now, it's just a whole lot of stuff going on. We've been following these different things for the last couple of years. And so the war is against us, and the nations are against us, or the principalities that are in control of these nations are attacking us. So it's not like we haven't talked about all this other stuff, the climate change, the diseases, cyber attacks, and war. We've talked about it, so we know it's going to be difficult for a lot of people, especially now because the economy is collapsing around the globe. So a lot of people can't afford stuff. And then with inflation, so that was one of the reasons why I was encouraging people to buy a long time ago, years ago, because I knew once this period came with hyperinflation and stagflation, whatever, shrinkflation, we're not going to be able to afford stuff, and we're not going to get as much as we could have got, a couple of years ago, even before 2019, 2020. So again, if you see things, grab them. This is not a time to play around. The call to action for the EU's 450 million citizens comes as the 27-nation bloc rethinks its security, especially after the Code 45 administration warned that Europe must take more responsibility for it. In recent years, the EU has weathered COVID-19 and the threat from Russia, including its attempts to exploit Europe's dependence on its natural gas to weaken support for Ukraine. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has warned that Russia could be capable of launching another attack in Europe by 2030. Today's threats facing Europe are more complex than ever, and they all are interconnected, said Preparedness and Crisis Management Commissioner Haja Labib, as she unveiled a new strategy for dealing with future disasters. While the Commission is keen not to be seen as alarmist, Labib said it's important to make sure people have essentials for at least 72 hours in a crisis. She listed food, water, flashlights, ID papers, medicine, and shortwave radios as things to stock. Labib said the EU should build up a strategic reserve and stockpile other critical resources, including firefighting planes, medical and energy transport equipment, and specialized assets against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. The EU's plans are similar to those in France, Finland, and Sweden. Last year, Sweden updated its Cold War era civil emergency advice to better reflect today's security policy reality, such as what to do in case of a nuclear attack. And that's because they're really close to Russia. So not all EU countries have the same level of crisis preparedness, and the Commission also wants to encourage them to coordinate better in case of emergency. We can no longer rely on ad hoc reactions, Labib said. So that means basically they can't rely on the U.S. So as I've told y'all, the U.S. is going to alienate everybody, and we're turning on people, and people are leaving us behind. Now, I don't have, this is children of the cornbread fighting. Don't have nothing to do with it. Just bringing you the news because we are collateral damage. We're stuck to them. We're stuck with them. We're stuck here with them. And until we're delivered, we also have to prepare. So in looking at what's happening in Europe, and looking at what's happening in the Middle East, and what's going on in South Africa, what's going on in South America, we got a lot of stuff going on. And then you look at what's going on here with the government that is not reliable, is cutting resources to families, safety nets for individuals, nothing. So it's going to be real ugly, and we just need to prepare. So please like this video, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified when I upload new content. A link to this story will be in the description if you want to read it for yourself or share it with other people so you can plant some seeds. This is not the time to be doing the boots on the ground dance. This is not the time to be bickering with folks about stupid stuff. This is a time to be preparing and trying to live as modestly as you can, and be thinking about how you can be comfortable in the season of discomfort, because that's what's about to hit all of us. So anyway, follow me on Instagram, Rumble, Facebook. Links are in the description. Finally, please continue to prep, continue to pray, seek the Most High, obey those laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep the Sabbath, try to learn the feast and keep those, and most importantly, try to live righteously, and again, just repent, because we don't have much time. I don't, something, it has to happen soon, because too much stuff is happening, and the Most High is not going to let his word come back void. He said he was going to deliver us and take us to a safe place where there was peace and we didn't have to worry, and I'm believing that he is going to do that. So y'all continue to do what y'all do, but keep watch, because nothing is certain. We're not going to be able to rely on the governments, whether it's your state, local or federal government. It's just everything is changing, and although they say it's not going to be a big deal, they're going to consolidate and do this and that, a lot of stuff is going to change. A lot of things are going away, and a lot of things that we've become accustomed to and contributed to in the past, they're not going to be here for us anymore. So just make sure you are preparing and not expecting life to be as it was pre-COVID, because it's not. Things are going to go downhill fast. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I'm out.